think corporate relationships are quite different. I mean, the end product is different.
Yeah. Something unexpected has shaken the royal family this week, and at the center of it all is the ever-dedicated Princess Anne. But what really happened behind palace walls? Reports confirm that Princess Anne was rushed to the hospital after suffering an injury on her private estate in Gloucestershire. The incident, which took place at Gatcombe Park, left her with a notably bruised leg, enough to raise serious concern among royal watchers and insiders alike. Although the palace has kept specific details under wraps, we know the injury was described as nasty, and it happened just days before the royal family's traditional Easter Sunday service at Windsor. Observers noticed Anne arriving at St. George's Chapel, leaning heavily on a large umbrella for support, moving quickly and quietly, almost like she was trying to avoid drawing any attention to her condition. Naturally, fans were alarmed. Social media buzzed with concern as many pointed out how visibly uncomfortable she looked. And this isn't just a one-off. It comes less than a year after she was hospitalized with a concussion from another incident on her estate. So the timing and the mystery around this latest injury has only heightened the public's concern. Now, Buckingham Palace has finally spoken out, and their statement offers a few important clues.
Morning at Windsor.
Good morning. I'm very glad to have been able to join you.
Can you see everybody? You should have 6 people on your screen.
Yes, well, I can see 4 anyway.
Okay, fair enough. Actually, you don't need me. You know what I look like.
Let's rewind to where this all began. A quiet evening on the estate turned alarming. Princess Anne was at her home, Gatcombe Park, a private estate in Gloucestershire that she shares with her husband, Sir Timothy Lawrence. It's a place she's known for loving, surrounded by horses, dogs, and the countryside routine she enjoys away from the spotlight. But things took a serious turn when something happened that left her with injuries significant enough to require immediate medical attention. Initial reports suggested that Anne had sustained a head injury. What caused it? That's where things get murky. Some early sources speculated that she may have been kicked by a horse, an explanation that doesn't seem too far-fetched given her lifelong involvement with horses and how frequently she's around them. Others suggested a more unusual possibility that one of the estate's military-style security dogs could have been involved. The idea of an accidental clash with a highly trained protection dog is rare but not impossible, especially in a place with heightened security concerns. Emergency services were called to the scene almost immediately. Anne received treatment at the estate before being transported to Southmead Hospital in Bristol, where she was kept overnight for observation. The fact that she was hospitalized overnight signaled the seriousness of the injury, even though the palace tried to keep the details minimal. For someone like Anne, who often brushes off minor issues, it clearly wasn't something that could be ignored. As speculation mounted, the palace finally spoke out. But did their statement raise more questions than answers? In their official statement, Buckingham Palace confirmed that Princess Anne had suffered a concussion and minor injuries. They added that the injuries were consistent with an incident involving a horse, but did not directly say that a horse was the cause. That language stood out. Consistent with leaves room for interpretation, and in royal statements, every word is usually carefully chosen. The wording left royal watchers trying to read between the lines. Why not simply confirm if it was a horse? Was the palace trying to avoid bringing attention to a different kind of incident? Some felt reassured by the confirmation that it wasn't life-threatening, but others couldn't help but question why something that happened in such a secure and controlled environment was being reported with so little clarity. Still, if there's one thing we've come to expect from Princess Anne, it's this: she doesn't let anything slow her down.
He made efforts to be there, and particularly, I think, on a regular basis at bedtime. That degree of continuity when you're not going to be around all the time, that there are some periods when you need to have continuity, and that was one of them, and that was one which could make a real impact. I mean, bedtime stories are things that, children probably don't get so much nowadays, but was very important in my day.
Known for her no-nonsense attitude and tireless work ethic, Anne has long held the unofficial title of the hardest working royal. She regularly tops the charts for the most engagements carried out each year, with some years seeing her attend more than 400 official functions. She rarely takes extended time off and doesn't often speak publicly about health issues. This isn't the first time she's pushed through an injury either. Just last year, Anne was seen arriving at Windsor Castle for the Easter Sunday service with visible bruising on her leg. She used a large black umbrella as a walking aid but didn't miss the event. Observers noted that she moved briskly, showing signs of discomfort but staying composed as always. Her resilience is part of what sets her apart in the royal family. She's known for keeping a low profile, doing the work without the need for public praise, and maintaining a strong sense of duty even when it means pushing through personal discomfort. And just days after the injury, Princess Anne was already back representing the crown in a powerful way.
I'm here. I thought you did. I thought my Majesty stayed there for ages.
Your Majesty.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Majesty. How are you?
Well, as you can see, I can't move.
Despite having just suffered a concussion and being kept overnight in the hospital, Princess Anne made a public appearance at the Anzac Day ceremony, a solemn commemoration held to honor soldiers from Australia and New Zealand who served in the Gallipoli campaign during World War I. It's a major annual event and a moment of shared remembrance across the Commonwealth. Anne didn't just show up, she played a central role, laying a wreath and attending the service at London's Westminster Abbey. What made this appearance even more significant is that she was standing in for King Charles III, who has been scaling back his public duties due to cancer treatment. For the king to trust Anne with such a high-profile moment shows just how reliable and respected she is within the royal family. And the fact that she accepted the role and carried it out with visible grace, despite reportedly still feeling the effects of her injury, underscores the depth of her dedication. Observers noted that she appeared slightly uncomfortable during the event but remained focused. Her posture was upright and she didn't use any visible aid. She carried out the ceremonial duties without missing a step. It wasn't just a sign of resilience, it was proof of her commitment to service even when recovering from a personal health scare. And now, despite medical concerns, the princess is preparing for a Monday packed with back-to-back duties. Can she really pull this off? Anne is not slowing down. Her upcoming Monday schedule includes attending a graduation ceremony at the University of London, where she serves as chancellor. This role often involves awarding degrees, making formal speeches, and spending time with students and faculty. It's a prestigious post, and Anne has held it for years, regularly showing up to support the academic institution. But she's not stopping there. Later that same day, she's expected in Birmingham to attend the 70th anniversary celebration of the charity Sense, which supports people with complex disabilities. That's not just a photo op. These charity events often include tours, speeches, and interactions with staff, supporters, and the people the organization helps. That kind of work demands energy, attention, and stamina. Traveling alone is tough. The journey from the University of London to Birmingham takes over 2 hours by car or train. For someone recovering from a head injury, the movement, noise, and overall strain of the day could easily be exhausting. But Anne appears determined to go ahead with the schedule, sticking to her usual approach of not letting personal setbacks get in the way of duty. Online, fans and followers are torn. Is this admirable dedication or a sign that the palace is pushing too hard? Social media lit up following the news of her injury and her quick return to public life. Many praised her, calling her the backbone of the royal family and a true symbol of strength. Her return to duty was seen by some as comforting, a reminder of stability in a time when the monarchy is going through several transitions, especially with the king's health challenges. But not everyone is comfortable with the pace she's keeping. Some fans voiced concerns that the palace might be allowing or even encouraging Anne to do too much too soon. They pointed out that concussions can have lingering effects, and the full impact of such injuries does not always show up right away. Others questioned why the palace remained vague about the cause of the incident, sparking new threads of speculation and doubt. Commentators familiar with royal life offered some perspective. One said she's old school royal, stoic, devoted, and unshakable. And that seems to be the general consensus. Anne has always been known for taking a no-fuss approach to life, especially where work is concerned. To her, slowing down might feel like falling short of responsibility. But this incident isn't just about one royal. It reveals something about the current state of the monarchy.
King Charles smiled and waved to crowds this morning, a day after spending time in hospital dealing with side effects from his cancer treatment.
With King Charles undergoing treatment for cancer and Princess Kate also stepping back from public life due to her own health issues, the working royal calendar has taken a serious hit. The list of active, high-profile royals is shrinking, and every public appearance now carries more weight. That's where Princess Anne's presence becomes especially important. Anne has always been consistent, but now her reliability is being counted on in a way that feels even more vital. While other senior royals are understandably focused on recovery, Anne is stepping up, covering engagements and making sure the crown is still visibly active. Her recent injury didn't change that. If anything, it highlighted how much is resting on her shoulders. Her willingness to continue, despite discomfort, fills a real gap in leadership. It reminds the public that royal duties aren't just about ceremony. They're about showing up when it matters, even in hard times. In a monarchy already facing uncertainty and change, Anne's role feels more critical than ever. As Princess Anne prepares to face another demanding week, we're left with a powerful reminder of what true service looks like. Her work ethic isn't just admirable, it's rare. While others would be advised to take a break, Anne keeps going, not for attention, but because that's how she's always approached duty. Whether you agree with the institution or not, it's hard not to respect the personal commitment she brings to it. She's become a quiet pillar of the royal family, one who doesn't make headlines often, but holds things together when others can't. And this past week just reminded us how much that matters. What do you think? Should Princess Anne slow down and take time to heal? Or does her determination inspire you? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any updates on the royal family.